Okay, guys. I just had to. You know me. You know me. Beatles nut extraordinaire. Anyway, hi, guys. Just wanted to say hi. And I wanted to get into the swing of things, like everybody's doing with trying to save money. And I'm just going to tell you what I do to try to save money. In a couple weeks, I'm going to be 67, 67. Oh, that's 66, 7 that the kids say, whatever that means. That's what I'm going to be, 67. Oh, look at this, guys. Speaking of being 67, my cousins, I got two of these, and they're like little fans. Look, because they know I get really hot. Where's the where's the on button? Oh, here it is. See, you hear that? That's low, medium, high, and higher. Gonna blow me away. Anyway, that's really cool. Sometimes I'll use it. Like sometimes when I eat like chocolate or something, after a couple of minutes, I start getting really hot, like hot flashes. Anyway, I don't know what that's all about. So today, I wanted to talk about trying to save money and just little things that I do to help me save money. I don't know if you guys can hear me or not, but anyway, I can never adjust I'm on this little teeny weeny little tray table and it's wobbly. Ugh. Okay, so anyway, so I made a little list and I'm going to see what you guys think. Let me know, and let me know if you have any other things that you want to. Okay, first of all, this sounds really stupid, but day after day, alone on a hill, the man with 1,000 voices, keeping perfectly still. That's, of course, Beatles. Everything is Beatles to me. Anyway, um, so every day, like if you go to the store, go to the gas station or whatever, you always get coins, you always get little things. And I'll either throw them in my car, or I'll throw them in my purse or my pockets or whatever. And then you you collect them. So I have Mr. Bear. And Mr. Bear had animal crackers in it at one time. And now he's got change. Well, change. So, like right now, it's just this much in there. But there's probably, I would say, about $15 in here. $15. So I take Mr. Bear, and when I'm done collecting, and I'll wait till he gets up to about here, maybe. And then I'll go to a grocery store or the bank or whoever has the machines, and you just, unscrew him and toss them in. Then they end up, sorting them and stuff. They won't take like Canadian money or wherever you've been. They won't euros or whatever. They won't take that stuff. But they'll sort it out for you, and then they'll give you a slip, and so you take that slip up to the cash register and you will get your money back. So what I do is I go through my purses. These are my old purses. Sometimes I use them, sometimes I don't. And I just look in every single pocket, every single poquito, every zippered pocket, Every zippered pocket in. Ooh, see? I found a dime. Now, that's just a dime, but that can go places. Okay. This sounds really sad, but it really does the trick. Okay, so I think I went through everything in here, and I think I've done this before with these old. I should have brought the one I use now. But anyway, so that's this one. Then I've got this one I was using in the fall. This purse. This has a lot of stuff in it still. I gotta clean this out. These cookies are pretty good. I actually got boxes of these free at the food pantry. They're pretty good. They're chocolate. Um, yeah, they're like a chocolate wafer cookie. But anyway, that's in there. And I'll talk about that later about getting stuff there. Okay, so ooh, lots here in the corner. Check your corners. Look at that. Look at that. There's like, I don't know if you can see, but there's like a dollar something in there. A dollar something. You do that every day and you will really, here's more. There's like $2 in here. Look at that. All in the corner of my purse. This is pretty fun. There's a penny, even pennies. Put your pennies in there. More pennies. Ooh, this is fun. It's like Christmas. What else is in here? I gotta clean this sucker out. I love this. It's a little compact. I like the pinup girly things. I got Betty Boop in my in my bathroom. Oh, I forgot about these. Strawberry cream savers. I like those. I'm gonna put those in my other purse so I can have it. This purse has like a ton of zippers, and I don't think I have anything more. Okay, that purse is done. Anyway, you get the gist. Okay. So then, oh, and then I have this little change purse in here, and this has all of my, like this is a, what is this? Oh, John Adams. Oh, this is a was it 50 cent? No, a dollar. This is a dollar. See, you don't even use these anymore. This is a dollar. These are all dollars, coins. Okay. So anyway, you get the gist. Save your coins and put them away because you will need them someday. I mean, you go to a fancy grocery store. I always go to this one fancy grocery store called Bush's, and they have a machine there. So I'll go there, and if I get like, gosh, last time I think I got like $183 or something, and I went there and I bought all the fancy stuff that I can't normally buy. Okay, so that's one thing I do. But check your pockets too, and your coat. Check your car. I mean, just everything. I mean, I know I have a couple pennies here and there on on the floor of my car. I know that. Okay. Now we're going to talk grocery shopping since we were at the grocery store just a couple of minutes ago in our talk. Um, the thing I've been doing lately, when I get down on myself or whatever, I don't feel like going out. Um, I'll do the delivery. Okay. And just do the delivery when you're sick. That's all I have to say. They charge you a lot for somebody to come and deliver your food. Okay. And sometimes people do it really stupidly. Like they'll say, "Oh, I feel like a candy bar." And then they'll go and they'll have it delivered for a stupid $4 candy bar or whatever. And they end up paying $15. I mean, it's ridiculous. Okay. And then you got to tip the person. It's just ridiculous. So try not to do deliveries. And then that way that'll save you a ton of money too. Now, I did do pickup the other day, but I think they charged my credit card a couple bucks or something. I don't know. Pickup is okay. I used to be a pickup lady. I used to do the pickup at Kroger's down the street here. And I mean, it was okay. I got an award for being, the best pickup person. Well, that sounds funny, but the best grocery picky lady. Okay. I got an award for that. It was okay. It was fun, but then, winter comes and you're carrying those, you're pushing those big carts and you're trying not to get rain and snow inside the person's bags and then you have to be careful because they're watching you and you're not supposed to accept tips, although we always did. So if you want to pick up those or tip those pickup people, go ahead, but do it on the sly. Try not to show them going like this and you putting the stuff in there. Like maybe go out with them, help them put stuff in the thing in the trunk and then just kind of slip it in their pocket or something and say there's something for you. I mean, that's always great. I used to get a lot of tips. We were supposed to take them, but what are you going to do? Tell the person not to give you a tip? No way. That happened to me one time. I was working at this fancy schmancy Italian banquet hall place. And my cousin was working there and she got me the job for New Year's Eve to be the coat check person. And they had like like in the barn you have like a half door and then this half you opened up and whatever. So there's the half door here. And inside the half door there was a slot. There's a slot in that half door. So people would, they'd give me their fur coats or something, and then I would take it, over the slot, and then I'd hang them up and give them a ticket or whatever. They used to put money in there for tips. One guy put $50 in there. And I said, no, first no, he was gonna put it in there. He goes, is this for tips? And I said, yeah, I think so, but we don't accept tips. They wouldn't allow me to accept any tips. He goes, that's ridiculous. He goes, I'm not putting my money in there for the owner to take your tips if he's not going to share it with you. And he kept arguing with me and he said, here, just put this in your pocket. And I did. I got in trouble. But I kept the tip. I mean, if you're going to give me $50 for a night of, New Year's Eve and working and stuff, I don't think I'm with him. I don't think the owner should get that. They're giving it to you. Take it. Anyway, um and then when you go to the grocery store, make a list. I hate making lists. I just write down stuff, like I'll say, "Oh, I'm out of milk or whatever," and then I'll put down milk and then whatever. I'll try to keep a running list. And then when I go, and then go in there with your list and go fast. Like go in there, go past everything that you shouldn't be looking at, and then just go fast. Like, oh, I need milk. Okay, I'll go right to the milk. Or I need bread. I'll go right to the bread. And those middle aisles is where you want to stay away from because they have all the snacky snacks, all the stuff that you don't need, except for like spices and stuff. They're in the middle rack, but aisles. But anywhere, anything else, you don't need the sugar cereals. You don't need all that crap. That cereal's like $6. Ugh, ugh. I like to snack on sugary cereals. I do, but I get those at a food pantry, which I'll talk about in a minute. But anyway, so go in there with your list, go fast, boom, 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 and then just go right to the register. Especially go past the clearance rack, okay? The clearance food where you get, I have to do this because, yeah, okay. So they have a cherry pie, let's say, regular cherry pie. And they put the clearance sticker on and it's like $1.70 or something and you're like, oh man, usually you pay like $5 for that. Oh, let's see, what's the expiration date? Oh, it says January 6th. Ooh, that's today. Maybe I should get it and then freeze it. No, I get it and I eat the whole damn pie. Okay, and there's $1.70 or whatever that I could have kept and put in my little jar instead of buying a pie, making me fatter and fatter and not putting it in the freezer. And even if I did put it in the freezer, I'd take it out the next day because I remember, ooh, the cherry pie is still in the freezer. No, save your money. Um, Unless you need something like that. Like sometimes they'll have bread and stuff like that, and people like to make stuff with their bread, like croutons or whatever people make with croutons, or like some kind of bread puddings or something like that. If you need that kind of stuff to make something, then yeah, go ahead and get that stale bread. We have a bakery a couple miles away that's called Bimbo. I know it's a funny name, Bimbo Bakeries. And when you go in there, you can get, what the heck is this in my hair? You can get bread, uh, English muffins, bagels, pizza dough, sourdough bread. You get the snacky snacks like the Intamin chocolate donuts. So I got to be careful when I go there because I will get a whole thing of Intamin's chocolate donuts and freeze them, and then the next day I'll make some more. I'll eat some more. But anyway, they're really good, and their prices are really low. Instead of paying $5 for a package of Thomas's English muffins, you'll spend like maybe $2 or maybe two for $4 or something like that. So go to the cheapy places, um, and don't shop the coupons. Like Kroger's will send over. Is it coupons or coupons? I say coupons. Anyway, Kroger's will mail you a whole thing of coupons. And I go through there and they'll mail you stuff that's from your card, like, oh, she purchased this before, or she purchased that before, so maybe she'll like a coupon for this or coupon for that. Now, I will use those coupons. This is what I'm going to start doing too, but for sure, for sure. Sometimes I'll do it, but I'm going to do this for sure, for sure. I'll use those coupons when I need something, not when this thing is going to bug the crap out of me. What is that? Anyway, not when oh, they just sent me the coupon, so I really don't need another dozen eggs because I have 2 dozen in there already, but I don't need another dozen. But I'm going to get it anyway because I have a coupon. No, no. Okay, fine. The coupons don't last very long. Maybe they last a couple of weeks because so they can send you another coupon batch. But I'm telling you, you will save so much more money if you just get what you need. If there's no coupon for it, there's no coupon for it. But if you go to places like Kroger that has the card savings, if you're a card member or whatever, then you'll get so much off. Um, that kind of thing. That's their in-store coupon-y things. But don't shop your coupons. Don't say, oh, I'm going to get this. Oh, I really don't need this, but I'll get it. Unless you're doing some kind of like freezer meals or something like that, which I'm going to start doing more of. Unless you're doing freezer meals and you know that you don't need that right away to eat, but you do need it for freezer meals, like maybe they have a coupon for, I don't know, let's say 4 red peppers for 50 cents or something like that. And if you have a coupon like that, then go ahead and do that because then you can always cut it up and save it for a freezer meal or a meal in the future instead of just buying them and putting them in the drawer because they were 50 cents for 4 and you're putting them in the drawer and then they get moldy and soft and then you got to throw them out. If you're not planning on using them right away, don't use that coupon if you're not planning on using the produce right away. Do you guys see that? Oh, is that it? No, it's down here. It's crazy. Or maybe that's just a reflection? I don't know. Craziness. Anyway, um okay, so and plus it's good for weight loss too. I mean, a lot of people are doing, oh, I gotta lose weight in 2026. That's my New Year's resolution. Well, that's not mine because I know it's too hard for me to do that, and I will never do that again. I will never say, I'm gonna lose weight, so I'm gonna join Jenny Craig, or I'm gonna join Weight Watchers, or I'm gonna do this. No, no. If I haven't done it yet in 67 years, I'm not going to do it now. Although I have joined Jenny Craig and I have joined Weight Watchers and everything else in the past. I have done that. But I'm talking this year, I'm not going to do anything like that. Um, okay, so I go to food pantries. I missed this last Monday because I had to work early, but I go to the food pantries. I told you guys about the food pantry before that I go to at a church parking lot, and they dole out the food at 9 o'clock. I get there at 6, and I'm always like the fourth or fifth row of 10 people, 10 cars. And you sit there for 3 hours, but it's worth it because then you drive up and they just haul food in the back of your car. And I always give my food away because I cannot, they give you, and for one person, they give you enough for 4 people. I'm not kidding you. But a lot of times they'll give me stuff that I can't use, like yogurt and stuff. I'm lactose intolerant, and I learned my lesson a couple weeks ago that I can't do that anymore. I can't eat dairy or whatever. I had 2 cannolis and a little bit extra of the cream, and it wiped me out for a whole weekend. IBS, lactose intolerant, whatever. So I don't do that anymore. So they'll give you milk or they'll give you yogurt and stuff like that, and I always give it away. And I can't eat sugar-free substitute stuff, so I have to be careful of yogurt anyway because a lot of times they'll have sucralose and stuff like that in there that I shouldn't have. Um, anyway, so I do go there and do that. Now, they sometimes they'll give you big, huge cabbages. They'll give you like one or two, and I will have to almost always give those away. I mean, I could cut them up and throw them in the freezer. Cabbage freezes really well, but I just feel bad because it's like, oh, somebody could be using this cabbage. So I always give it to my friend Wanya or some other friends in the neighborhood or something. I'll always give them my extra food. I do go to one that's at a church that's on Friday mornings and 10 o'clock. And I go there, and there's always the regulars that come. It's almost as if nobody else knows about it. It's just us people that come. And I'll go there and they'll give you a whole big bag, like a regular grocery bag, a brown grocery bag. And they'll fill it with your canned goods, canned beans, soup, whatever, pasta sauce, a pasta. Usually it's egg noodles. And then they'll give you a cereal. And I go there. Oh, and then they'll give you peanut butter. I'll go there for peanut butter, sometimes tuna fish that they throw in there, and always the cereal. And the rest, the canned goods, I either save them and I'll make, like the other day, I had a whole bunch of like corn and beans and, all different kinds of beans and whatever. And I just threw it like in a soup and I put like broth in it that I had left over, and I had some tomato sauce. They always have tomato sauces in there too, so I put little bit of tomato sauce in there, and I put a canned chicken, and I made like a little soupy stewy, like a stoop, and I ate it a couple of nights, and then I said that's enough beans for me, so I put them in a super saver um, thing. It's like a silicone soup freezing thing, and I put it in the freezer. So now I can take one or two of those out when I am low on food, and I'll just heat that up, and that's how you save money. I do not want to waste any more food. I'm tired of wasting food. I don't like to do that. Um, and I'll either give all that food away, or I just opened a can of peaches the other day that was sitting in my refrigerator. I said, why haven't I opened this yet? So, and always check your dates. You don't, a lot of times at the food pantries, they'll give you stuff that's maybe 3, 4 days old. And you got to figure, well, do I really want to eat this? Or, it's kind of like a touch and go kind of thing there. So you have to be careful. Last time I went to that place, they gave me the rolls of chicken, like ground chicken, and they gave me 6 of them. And I used them in chili. Well, I took 2 of them and I used it in chili, and then I think the other one I used somewhere. And then I had 2 rolls left, and my friend Wanya said, "Well, I have to get some ground turkey or something for my dog because she likes to do that." And I said, "I have these 2 rolls," so I gave it to her. So there you go. So nothing is wasted. Nothing is wasted. And I try so hard not to buy anything. I did buy this fish the other day at Sam's Club that you can only get at Sam's Club now. Used to get them at Kroger, and they're really good. It's called Hook, Line, and Savor, and it's like and it's gluten free and all that other stuff, and it's a cod, and it's just like it's breaded with all this stuff, and it has like that everything bagel seasoning stuff on it too. Oh, it's so good. I threw in the air fryer, and boom, it was gone after I ate it. But they give you like seven, and it was like on sale for like, I don't know, $22 or something like that. But they're huge pieces. They're like seven big, huge, thick pieces. Anyway, so if you go to Sam's Club and you like fish, get those. It's in the frozen section. Okay, so food pantries are a really good way to go. Um, Sometimes people say, "Oh, there are people that need them and need the food, but more than you." Well, no, not really. Sometimes I go to this one food pantry and we're all standing out in line in the cold, and you see these people with their buggies and stuff, and they are big old people. I mean, big old people, bigger than me. And you know that, what are you doing? Do you really need this? Do you have 10 kids or what's going on? Or is it just you and your husband, your big old husband? I mean, yeah, that kind of thing makes me feel bad. I don't feel bad because I get it. Because a lot of times we'll go to that food pantry and we'll go past, like, they'll have like a ton of like, I don't know, let's say tomatoes, and I don't really care for just a tomato. So I just say, no, no, no. And they're like, are you sure? Are you sure? And they'll start putting in the cart. I'm like, no, 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 no. Seriously, save it for somebody else. I don't need it. I don't want it. Thank you so much. And I'll do that all the time because there are people who are in need, but there are people who just are being greedy. And I don't want to be one of those people. But it does save money. It does save you money. But you got to be careful with it. And you got to make sure that you either give it away to somebody who can eat it or freeze it or just do whatever you want to do with it. But don't waste it. Okay. Another thing is, instead of doing what I was doing all year with all my Beatles stuff and everything else that I was doing, I would go on Amazon and I would say, "Oh, there's this beetle thing that I wanted. Oh, I'm going to get it." And then it's like late at night, it's like 9, 10 o'clock at night, and I'm just scrolling my phone and I'm like, "Oh, that looks really cool. I want to get that." And then all of a sudden, $35 later, I ordered this thing. And it's like, why? Why did I do that? Well, because I wanted it and it brings me joy. Yeah. So if you want it and it brings you joy, then just put it in the list. Put it in your cart, but don't press, send, submit. Just put it in your cart and leave it, or put it on your wish list and then leave it in there. And then maybe like once a month, if you can hold off, if you don't really need it, and it's just something that'll be fun or to bring you joy or whatever, then you can go in there and say, "Oh, oh, you know what? I really don't want that anymore." And then you can remove it from your cart and from your list. Or you see the other thing that you had put in your cart and you forgot about. Oh gosh, should I? Okay. And then you can just buy that. So that'll save you a lot of money too. If you just put things in your cart and don't impulse buy, just do that and don't just buy it because you think you want it at that time. You're feeling depressed or down or just anxious or whatever, and you wanted to buy something. Just don't just keep it in your thing. um Now with me, I am going to check with the Social Security office because, well, my full-time retirement age is 67 and 10 months. Well, I'll be 67 in a couple weeks. I have already retired, so I don't get to change to my full retirement age, but I am getting my ex-husband's some of my ex-husband's social security. He gets everything. It when you do that, but just check into it. If you were married over 10 years and you got divorced or your husband died or he got remarried or whatever, it doesn't matter. You're not taking anything away from his. He's not getting less because you took some. But look into it, because if you're divorced and you were married, 10 years, but you've been divorced for like 2 years or so, you've got to check it out, talk to the Social Security person. Go ahead and apply. Um, and then I found out that if he retires, which he may, I don't know, he probably won't ever retire, but if he has retired and I know he's reached his full age, so if he has retired, then I'll get a little bit more. Now, God forbid, I don't want him to die, but if he does pass away before I do, I get his full retirement. Even though he's remarried and all that other stuff, she gets it too. That's just the way the system works. She gets it and I get it. So, anyway, so look into all of that stuff. Whatever your circumstances are, look into it, because I didn't know any of that stuff until I looked into it. And right now, I started with $100 of his along with mine. Mine didn't lessen because of that. And that was back 5 years, no, 4 years ago. 4 years ago? Yeah. 4 years ago, almost 5 years ago, that I looked into it. And it started at $100 from his. Now it's $265 that I get off of his extra with mine. So that's a great way to get some more money too. And you can always just take it and run, or, you know, or put it away, which is what I'm going to try and do. Um, like I got a Christmas bonus and I put that money in my savings account because I took a lot of money out of my savings account this year to supplement my checking account to pay bills. So now it's really far down. So I'm going to try and keep putting. I just put that Christmas bonus right in there to try and build up my savings account, because savings is important. Because if you are down on your checking account, a lot of the banks and credit unions and stuff, they'll alert you and they'll take money out of your savings account. So it's good to have that buffer if you need money to pay any kind of bills, so you won't be charged a fee. Um, do that, put money away. I also have an annuity. Um, if anything happens, like I have to, like I have a stroke or something and I have to have hospitalization, whatever. God forbid, please don't. Um, then I'll have to use that money that's in the annuity, because, I'm just living paycheck to paycheck basically right now. But always put money away somewhere. I mean, my mom always tucked it away in some spots, like under her mattress or in a bag, and, hanging up in her closet or whatever. She always had some kind of money stash. And she did that for years because she worked and my dad worked and she made more money, and so the extra money she had, she would always put it away because she didn't want my dad to take it for bills and stuff. Anyway, a lot of women used to do that, and I think they might still do that. Um, oh, and also clothes, okay? As you can see, these are my clothes, okay, my fellas. I When I go to work, I have to wear something nicer than my boys. Um, so, but I wear the same things. I only work once or twice a week, maybe, and I wear the same things all the time. Same two pairs of black pants I have. Um, Plus, I'm fatter now. I shouldn't say fatter. I'm more overweight, and I have a big bag of stuff that I bought. Nice jeans and nice stuff that I bought, um, that I can't fit into anymore. And it's just a bag of clothes. I'm still not taking them to Goodwill yet because I'm kind of hoping and praying I might get back into them, but I don't think so because it's a lot of work to get back into that size. But anyway, and that's another thing too. Don't go buying clothes unless you need it. And if you do buy the clothes, then just, I mean, buy the clothes, but then a lot of times I'll ask my friends, whoever is close to my size, hey, do you guys want this? It might be real big on you, but, you know, do you want it? Like a big t-shirt or something. And I never waste the clothes. I always either I try my friends and family first. They don't want it, then I'll take it to Goodwill. But you can replace things if you want, like um, oh, my pants that I wear to work, the the pocket actually had a hole in it. It has two pockets in the front and two pockets in the back. The pocket in the front that I always use and would put my keys in there and everything, it had a hole in it. So instead of tossing those or not wearing them, I sewed it up. And I don't sew. I had no idea what I was doing. But I just took a black thread and I just sewed it. It looks terrible, so I have to wear stuff, of course, over the pocket. I can't, I don't want to walk around with a weird pocket, weird holy pocket. Anyway, so I'll do that, but I will. My mouth is dry. Um, I guess this would help. Anyway, so go ahead and buy yourself another pair of pants if need be. And you know what? Buy good quality. Like I know these pants that I had, I know they weren't good quality. Um, so whoops, don't be afraid to buy good quality. Um, it'll last longer, and just like I would buy the good quality, but it has to be. It can't be like pants wise. It can't be like button or zip or anything like that. It's got to be like a pull on thing because if I lose 10 pounds, it'll be too big. If I gain 10 pounds, I won't be able to zip it up anymore or whatever. That's what happened with the jeans that I bought. Different colors and pairs. They were really nice jeans. So, but buy good quality. That's all I have to say. Buy good quality so it'll always look good. You don't have to sew it up and, whatever. If they do start to become icky after a couple of years or so, then, replace them. But good quality is really good. And shoes too. My friend, I have three people in my life who wear men's size shoes. I mean, that's just the way it is. I'm 9.5. They're like 11, 12 ish. And I understand that. Believe me, even 9.5 is hard to find, or 10. Um, so they have to buy like really good quality shoes. I'm talking like $250 worth, of shoe. And but they have to do it because they can't find anywhere else and they don't want to keep spending $250 every other month because if you go to Kohl's or something like that, you're going to find the crappy butt shoes. I mean, they're going to fall apart on you and eventually. And why keep doing that? By the time you spend $70 on this pair of shoes and $70 on this pair of shoes, and then a couple months later you have to buy another. I mean, you're going to be up to the $250 eventually, and you're going to keep those $250 shoes probably a year or two. So you're best off just buying good quality, and that'll save you a ton of money too. It doesn't seem like it at the time because you're spending that whole wad. I used to go to a medical supply shoe company in Ann Arbor, and I had to because I couldn't find. I was having that plantar fasciitis stuff going on, and I was having bunions, and until I got surgery. But I mean, you need the good quality medical kind of grade shoes that look nice. So you have to spend that money. That's all there is to it. But, clothes wise, I have a ton of shirts. I don't have a lot of pants. I have like maybe 3 pairs of pants. Um, because pants don't fit me very well. So, um, and it's funny because a lot of people say, "Well, what do you know, you're not that bad. You're always saying that you're a big old butt and whatever." And I said, "No, my big old butt is a big old butt. I'm telling you, just because I'm tall and I'm thinner up here, doesn't mean that I don't have a big old butt, because I do. Okay, I got an Italian butt, those hips, and it's really difficult. I have a smaller waist and big hips. It's been like that all my life. So let's say at the time back then, let's say I was a size 12. Well, I was a 10 on the waist and 14 on the hips or something. It's like, and then they would get all big and everything. So it's really hard to buy pants. So I have a ton of shirts because I'm thinking, oh, I like this shirt. It'll go with my one pair of black pants. I mean, you have to think that way. So I don't buy a lot of clothes anymore. I mean, like I got a gift card from my cousins from um TJ Maxx, and or I think it's TJ Maxx, yeah. And I'll go there and I'll look around. I'll look around for maybe some pants or something like that, or some shoes or whatever. And I'll definitely use that gift card, but um me on my own, if I didn't have that gift card, uh-uh. Just like I found an old gift card from last year for Walmart or Sam's. And I went the other day, like I said, to buy the fish with my friend, and they weren't taking the card. And this was from last year, last Christmas, and there was $40 in there, and my amount was 42.50 or something. And I had to. Finally, it took my card. I mean, these were old machines, and they had like, I don't know, 3 or 4 managers, trying to help me, and I said, "Well, I'm not going to buy this fish if and the other stuff I had in my cart. I'm not going to buy all this stuff because this is good. I checked the other day before I came here." So sure enough, somebody just pressed some kind of button, and there was the $40. I only ended up paying $2.50 for a cart full of food. So there you go. So that's another thing too. Look in your purses or your pockets or your wallets for any kind of gift cards that you haven't used. I gave away a lot of Starbucks gift cards that were really old, and I gave it away to people, and they're using it. And I still have a couple Starbucks, and I never go to Starbucks. So either I'll give it away to somebody, or whatever, I'll use it. Um, so always look for your gift cards, even to how old they are. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. And make sure they take it, because it doesn't have an expiration date on there. So make sure you use those and you tell them you're using those. Um, Look at this. No makeup. I'm sorry. I know people go, oh, but you would look so pretty if you had, you know, if you put some makeup on under the dark. The dark circles don't go away ever. I've had these dark circles since I was a kid. Since I was a kid. Even when my face was firmer and everything, I always had the dark circles. Always. I guess it's a genetic thing, Italian thing. I don't know. But I would go and I'd put all that concealer, all sorts of concealers, especially like, don't go and buy, if you have dark circles like me, don't go and buy like, don't go to Macy's and buy all the expensive, oh, well, this is going to work. It doesn't. It doesn't. So you put the concealer on, right? And then you put the foundation, and they make you put either the liquid or the powder or the paste or whatever they have now, and you put it on and you put it over that, and then you put the powder on, to seal everything in. No, all you get, all your fine lines and your wrinkles, they pop out. They pop out because the powder and all the concealer and stuff and all the foundation, it sinks into your wrinkles. Now, I don't have a lot of wrinkles. I don't have a lot of, oh, wow, she's got wrinkles. But if you really look at me when you're talking to me and I smile, you can probably see the real faint ones. The real faint ones. But and they would be protruding out if I wore makeup. The only reason I will wear makeup is I'm planning on getting some headshots made so that I can go to um the agencies around here and start, doing some theater things or commercials or something like that. Like a couple years ago, I was asked to play. Mrs. Claus downtown Detroit in the Fisher Theater or whatever for some party, from fancy schmancy party, and they needed a Mrs. Claus to go with Santa. Well, I couldn't do it because I was working full time. But that was then. But now I can do stuff like that. Okay, now I have the freedom to do stuff like that, and I can earn a little bit of extra money. But they require headshots, not selfies, not anything that you do by yourself. You have to have professional headshots. Okay. Now, voiceovers, you don't need professional headshots. And my one agency, I am listed with them as a voiceover actor, actress. I don't say actor, actress. So I am listed with them on that. But you don't see a picture of me because I'm a voiceover actress and I don't need a picture. But one came through a couple months ago and it was for a dog grooming place and they wanted a gray-haired person, gray-haired lady, and she's gonna, have a little doggy with her, and she would be talking about this dog grooming place. "Oh, I take my little dog, there, blah blah blah." I would have been perfect for it, perfect. But they wanted me to submit my headshot by the next morning, and here it was. It was like a Tuesday mid morning, and I had to submit my headshot the next morning. Well, I called photographers, I called everybody, and I called this one girl, and she's going to do it for me, and she lived in my neighborhood, and she said, "Oh yeah, I can do it really fast, whatever." But it was like it was way too much money, and she says, "Well, I can't just do one shot. That it won't be right. You need a bunch of shots to choose from, and whatever. And every shot that I take, costs this much, and whatever." It was way too much money, and I didn't have it. All of a sudden, like that, I did not have it. So I couldn't do it. So I told her, let's wait till after Christmas. Let's see how much money I can save up, and I will get the shots made. It's gonna be like $1,000. I'm telling you that right now. I don't have I have $1,000, but not $1,000 that I can spend. Okay. And these opportunities don't come up, every day. I mean, it's like they come up maybe once a year, once or twice a year. So it wouldn't be worth it to me to do that. But anyway, no makeup. Sometimes I'll put a little bit of lipstick on, not a lot, not dark, just a little bit of lipstick. And the other day I had this like whitehead right here in my nose. Yes, I'm 67 almost, and I get pimples. So I got a little whitehead, and I'm like, "Oh man." So I had to like take a little dab of concealer and put it on there. It was stupid because it wore off. Um, I used to wear mascara, and my eyelashes were really really huge. Not I don't wear false eyelashes, nothing like that. But the makeup artists, they'll do that. They'll put like false eyelashes on and everything. Maybe I'll show you guys. I think I did that before. I showed you guys my last picture stuff when I was or professional headshots when I was 50. Um, but they put like false eyelashes here and here, but these were mine. And I mean, I'm talking real big, really big. My lashes were really big and long. I don't know what they are now because I haven't worn mascara in a while. Um, but of course I would use the curler and it would make them even more. And I just don't like false eyelashes. They're really crappy. But anyway, so I don't buy that anymore. I don't buy makeup mascara anymore. Eyeliner just especially us old people now, just listen. Just listen. It's just a lesson. Eyeliner makes your eyes smaller, okay? Just to let you know, if you want your eyes to be wide and big, and you don't want to be all, don't wear eyeliner. It makes your eyes smaller. And I noticed that on people that I know. The eyeliner just makes your eyes smaller and you look tired if you do that. So try not to use the eyeliner. Um, so I don't do that. I don't buy the what do you call those things? I don't even know what it's called anymore. You put on your lids. Come on. Eyeshadow. I don't jeez, Alzheimer's. I don't I do have eyeshadow, like old eyeshadow, that if I really, really needed it, I would put it on. But you know what? I wear the bangs, I wear the glasses. I mean, that's another reason why I don't wear the mascara. And another reason is because, you have to be careful, especially I do. There's a thing called blepharitis, and they're like little. It's like a bacteria, and from your mascara or whatever, even if you only used it once or twice, there's bacteria in there. I'm telling you right now, and it'll be like little things here, and you don't want bugs in your eyes, But I was getting that, and things were my eyes were like puffing up and stuff. So um just be careful if you do. But think of all the money you would save. Those of you who I'm talking to who are makeup people, think of all the money you could save, especially when you're older like me. Think of all the money you can save, and is it really helping you? I mean, once in a while, putting a little bit of blush on or something is okay, but that foundation and stuff, just the wrinkles just go, gimme, gimme. And it just kind of sinks right in and your wrinkles stick right out. And a lot of people don't believe that or understand that because they look at themselves every day, they put their makeup on, and they don't even know that they're looking like that. So think of all the money you can save. Now, if you don't need to save money, then fine, put your makeup on, you know? But think of all the money you could save, all the money. And when I do get those headshots made, they're going to have to put makeup on me. And I'm not going to do my own makeup. And that's another thing you pay for. That's why it was so expensive. I needed somebody to do my makeup for the pictures. Now, I'm not talking do the makeup for when I go and be the old lady at the thing. No, no, just for the pictures. And I'll have them do it with their makeup because I'm not purchasing any. Not for that. Or clothes. You have what I have, and that's the only thing. Um and oh, and that's another thing too. Nails. As you can see, I have no nails, okay? I have no nails. I started cutting my nails when oh gosh, most of the time I was cutting my nails because I was either playing the piano or my guitar or something, and I would cut the nails, and I don't like any white showing on my nails because I don't want any dirt to get in there and it looks bad and crappy, and so I would start polishing my nails if it started growing out. My nails grow loud and strong. I mean, they're there. And so I would have to polish my nails because I didn't want to have to cut them all the time. Well, I just cut mine like what 5 days ago, and I got to cut them again because a little white is showing. I don't like that, but so I'd have to use nail polish. I've got a ton of nail polish from the years over, and I don't like doing that either because then you got to buy the nail polish remover. You got to buy the little cotton balls to get the nail polish off, and then they'll the only thing I polish are my toes. I don't like toes. I don't like feet. So sometimes I'll put nail polish on, like if I'm going to the doctor or something like that. I'll put nail polish on my toes. But that's leftover nail polish that I have. I have a ton of nail polish, and I just use whatever's not dried up. Whatever is dried up, I throw up. But I don't buy it anymore. And I tried going to those discount places, that sell the wigs and stuff like that. I tried going there to buy some cheapy nail polish, and that's what it was, cheapy nail polish. And I don't like long nails because they just get in the way. If I'm typing, they get in the way. If you're doing this with your phone, they just get in the way. I don't know how people can do this with those long nails and stuff. I don't know. But save yourself some money because eh, you don't need it. You don't need it. I like when I see people on YouTube and they're showing you things and they're I like to see just regular plain old nails that, are short and just don't I mean, I like to see that because it looks so much neater and it doesn't look so, hey, look at me, I'm fancy schmancy. I'm not going to take any advice from you. We've got those big, long, fancy schmancy nails. How much did that cost you to go to the nail salon and get that done? And that's another thing too. You go to the nail salon and you get that. Feet are okay. Go to the nails, a reputable nail salon. Go to one that's not, down the street because it's down the street and you got to be careful of those. They're a dime a dozen, okay? And those people, a lot of times, they do not focus on the mold and the fungus and stuff like that that's in those pots. Don't go to a hair salon or something that has a side of people doing the nails. Get them done right, okay? Um, but don't go to those nail salons. They don't do anything for you. And if you want to get fancy or put little snowmen on your nail, okay, then go to them, because they'll do a good job doing that. But just regular and stuff, or if you just want, like my friend goes with her mom sometimes, and they get manicure or pedicures, that's fine. Go get a pedicure. Feet are important. You have to really keep up with your feet, but go, like I said, to the reputable place. Spend a couple dollars more and go to a nice place that isn't going to have fungus and you can watch them change and clean it. um so that's how I feel about that. Oh, and the hair, okay, the hair. Wow, do you know how much money I've been saving? Okay, I started going gray back in 2000. Well, I was going gray my whole life, my whole adult life I was going gray, but I stopped dyeing my hair in about 2014, 15, something like that. In 2016, when I was moving back up here, I cut all my hair. At first, it was like a bob shape, and it was we made it like a medium brown. I was always having it dark brown, medium brown, and then she would put like gold streaks in it to go with my silver streaks that I started getting. It was great. I called myself Tinsel Head. It looked really pretty. And then I would get it cut shorter and shorter and shorter. So finally, before I moved up from LA, I moved up here. There's pictures of me short, short, short. I mean, short, like short, and just like a pixie. And it was salt and pepper, black and white, more black, but it had the black and white. And everybody's like, "What are you doing that for?" And it's like, "Well, when you're 60, you're going to want to." Well, you know what? At that point, no, no, I wanted to go natural. I didn't want to have to do that anymore. So, no more box dyes. No more going to the and spending, $150 on just there for them to dye your hair, because my hair is so the grays are so thick and strong that a box dye, I would have to do it, no kidding, once a week. The roots here, the roots here, all around here. That's why I started wearing bangs. It's like, oh, all of this. It's all, all by the roots. And the root stuff doesn't work. It didn't work. So no way I was going to buy a box and ruin my hair. My mom she always wanted the dark black hair, and her hair was so dry at the end of her life. By 97 years old, she had like sticky, like straw hair. And it was always the dye and then the spray. Oh my God, she'd use that spray all in and be like, you couldn't even touch her. Um, so no, all of that. Why? Why? I'm not vain. I'm not vain. I don't care because this is me and it's natural and I save a ton of money, a ton. Even when I went to the hairdressers and got my hair dyed, it was like once every couple of weeks. If I went once every 3 weeks, I'd be crying because it'd be like, even a medium brown. It was like, oh my gosh, you guys, look at my hair. I mean, it looked stupid. So, no more. I will never go back to dyeing my hair. I don't care what anybody says. I will put a wig on. I can't, I am not going to tie my hair. And sometimes it looks really nice, like when I wash it and stuff. It's kind of cool. I wanted it to be white, white, like white. Like Emmylou Harris, look her up. She's got beautiful hair and it's that white. But it didn't work out that way. It's more salt and pepper. You can't tell in this light, but I do have a lot of dark underneath, but it's still like that. But I mean, it'll probably change. My dad was like that too, salt and peppery at my age. Um, so anyway, that's it for me to tell you about how to save money. Everybody's different. My opinions are just my opinions. Um, if you guys like to wear makeup, if you guys like to dye your hair, you guys like to buy clothes all the time and look swell and purses and nails, and do it because that's you. Do it. But if you want to save money, try not to do it. I mean, do what you want. Like, do what makes you happy. Okay. If my suggestions don't make you happy, then don't do them. Okay. If you have any other suggestions, please put them down in the comments because then other people will see, your suggestions. Um, but don't get offended, please, that I say, oh, makeup, that's just my opinion on what I see on other people and whatever. But like I said, if you just can't get away from that makeup and that nails and the hair, if you get the long nails all the time or the false eyelashes or whatever, then do it because that's what makes you happy. I came up to a lot of criticism when I cut my hair short, for example, pixie. Well, I did that to get all the color and junk off my hair. Okay, and then just to see what I would look like, because I used to have really short hair back when I was like in the 20s, in my early 20s. And it was cute. But, just to see what it would look like, and then I started growing it out again. And then maybe this is really long for me, so maybe I'll cut it, but it's good to like cover up the jowls and the the thing. Well, and that's another thing too. Plastic surgery? No, never. Unless I broke my nose or something and it's doing this now. Yeah, then I would get plastic surgery. But and I know I have a big nose. I got a little ball in my nose. But I'm not gonna plastic surgery myself. I'm not gonna do it. The big lips, no. Mm-mm. Now my teeth, I got the one tooth that's gone. Ugh. But anyway, you got to do what you got to do with that kind of stuff. But anyway, thanks for being with me, you guys, and thanks for listening to all my little suggestiones. I hope something stuck with you that you didn't know about, or maybe you did know about it and you were like, oh, yeah, I forgot about doing that. Go with it, run with it, and put a like in the comment. And that's another thing, too. I want to save money for a camera and stuff like that with the little microphone here and stuff and editing and stuff like that. I want to save money to get that kind of stuff, but I got to go. I'm going slowly, step by step. But anyway, so thanks for being with me and you guys have a great day and please, like I said, like and subscribe, maybe share this with somebody who maybe knows me or something like that and you think that it would be fun for them to see, then please do that. And then I will be back with something else in a little while. So, okay, guys, have fun. Love y'all. Bye bye.